Welcome back to the show, folks. Hey, if you don't know me, my name is Mike Asherbranner, professionally known as the Redneck Connector, and proud and humble leader of the Hounds of Business Community. And you are tuning in to Mike King Biz Radio on ESPN 106.1 RVA FM. Wow, we got a treat for you. I know I say that every week. Dadgummit, it's true. It's true every week, right? So we have the founders of I Am Women's Magazine, and we are going to be diving into their new men's division, which I am absolutely honored and thrilled and privileged to be a part of. And not just me, several Hounds, friends of the Hounds, and some amazing people across the board in general. So we cannot wait to get into this. Just a little bit before I bring these ladies up. Just so you'll know, for years, I Am Magazine has been a transformative platform for women's stories. And these stories are on resilience, leadership, healing, reinvention. And today that expands in a whole new, bold way. So we're going to have Jay, because I can't say her full name, right? And Jennifer Thompson on launching this new M.E.N.S, stands for an acronym, Division Magazine. And really, it's a dedicated space, folks, to elevate men's stories with the same depth and honesty and humanity as their current magazine. This is not just another publication. Dadgummit, it's a movement, because that's what we do. We're a brand movement, y'all. So at this same time, a lot of men are often expected to stay silent, stay strong, or just figure it out. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And Men's Magazine stepping in with real conversations. And these conversations are around identity, leadership, mental health, growth, purpose, and legacy. So with contributors all across the country, all across the world, many of the Hounds, let's get this started. Let's roll the intro and get these ladies up here, folks. Appreciate you all coming in the comments too, y'all. We'll get to it.
Looks like your business might be in a bit of a pickle. Don't you worry about a thing. You ain't alone in this. You're just a success story waiting to happen. Trust me on that. Every bump in the road is just an opportunity wearing a clever disguise. Welcome to the Hounds of Business Community, where we don't just sit around twiddling our thumbs. Nope. We turn those obstacles into mighty fine stepping stones. This here's a place where high-level entrepreneurs and sharp professionals gather to grow their businesses and mindsets, kind of like how a good old gumbo needs the right ingredients to be something special. Ideas thrive here, and collaborations, well, they're as natural as sweet tea on a hot day. Success, it's a journey, and we're fixing to walk that road right beside you. Now, don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn for all the latest tips and insights. We're talking about the kind of wisdom that'll keep you ahead of the game. And while you're at it, head on over to our YouTube channel. We've got ourselves a treasure trove of videos, from expert interviews to webinars, everything you need to stay sharp in this fast-moving world of business. The Hounds of Business Community? Well, we ain't just a network, we're a movement. So why not come on and be part of something bigger? Join us today and let's turn your business journey into a real Southern success story. Together, we'll achieve greatness, just like crawfish and singing on a Friday night.
All right. Well, I usually joke about, my guests not knowing about crawfish and singing on a Friday night, but these ladies have been everywhere with all cultures and all people, so I'm not going to make a fool of myself. Let's bring them up here. There is Jade and Jennifer. Welcome, ladies, to the show. Hounds are tuning in already. It tells you everything. How are you?
Thank you. We're wonderful.
All right, Jade, tell them your full name, please, because, I try hard.
I am Yadira Gonzalez Munoz, but everybody calls me, or I am known as I am Jade.
Thank you for that, Jade, because I need that. And Jennifer Thompson, I can do that one. So great to see you. Oh, my goodness, ladies. So I'm going to start off, take a few minutes and just give our audience and the folks listening how this came about, just the nutshell version of how this came about, because just like me and the Hounds and all the great people we run with, like you ladies, it wasn't really on our to-do list, right? Like it was just something that just kind of happened and we said yes to opportunity. So take it away, Jade, we'll start with you.
Thank you. Thank you, first of all, for having us here. And today is a meaningful moment for all of us. And thank you for allowing us to share this wonderful experience, because everything started at the end of 2019 when all borders were closing up. I used to be an international speaker all over Europe, and the events were closing. And at the end of the year, I prayed. I'm a Christian, so I prayed and I said, God, these are closest doors are closing. How can I be able to reach people? How can I do this? I want to be able to be able to help people around the world. give me an idea, something. And actually, I went to sleep, of course. And then around 3:30 in the morning, I was awakened with all the idea, what you see there. The name of the magazine, the colors, what is supposed to be for what, and everything was actually the complete package
Wait,
answer.
so you went to bed, had a like kind of a dream, a dump, and you woke up and went, "Hey, I just had a whole blueprint for
Yeah.
in my sleep for this magazine." That's phenomenal. Keep going. Sorry, I just want to make sure that people didn't miss that.
Yes, it was wonderful because it was actually everything, the name, the color, everything. And
Wow.
of course, with my sister, I'm in Europe, I live in Belgium, and my sister in Florida. I was waiting, waiting. When is the 6 hours so I can call her and tell her about my dream? And it was 6 hours, and all the time I was like, "Are you awake? Are you awake? Are you awake?" Maybe she was lucky that her phone was not on. It was on silence. Otherwise, she was awake and all night long with my dream, with what I had, with the vision I had. So the next day, everything aligns with everything, because 2 weeks before I was on an event before they closed all the events, and I have met these people. And he calls me at 8:30 in the morning, and I was on the internet looking for, how do I create a magazine? How do I do this? I've never done this before, And he calls me and I say, Yadira, I know that you know so many people, and I have this new platform, and I don't know if you may know someone that is building a magazine, because our platform is for magazines. I was like, yes, me. And that's how we cannot hear. And that's how we started, in the magazine. That day, finally, Jen answered and said, "What's wrong with you, woman? Why are you texting me so much?"
Oh, that's a perfect segue because the story gets better. That's why we're going to take the time here, because people can go to your website, but once they know why and how and what you're doing, that's it. Then they'll go look at the website, right? So you got all of this. You're so excited. You're waking everybody up because you're ahead of them time wise. And by the way, folks, Lachelle Atkins, America's Supermom, that's the truth. She made this possible. So, again, it's not the only way, but it's the Hounds way, right? So thank you, Lachelle, for making this possible. Doesn't it make you feel good? The lady just said meet each other, and look what we're doing together in just a couple months and what we're about to do. So you get excited. You call up Jennifer. You're like, Jennifer's amazing. She's going to help me. Jennifer, you got to tell it like you did the other day,
Yes.
please. What was your
I
response?
was like, this ain't happening. I'm retired. I'm enjoying my grandkids. I'm sewing. I'm painting. I'm doing what I finally want to do. I have my days planned out of leisure, paints, and, just crap. And I said, yeah, okay. So when do you want to do this? And she's like, oh, January 1st. And I'm like, lady, it is December 19th. Are you crazy? What's wrong with you? And she's like, no, I've lined everything up. We can do this and things. And, I'm like, okay, whatever. And she says, well, I am your oldest sister, and I tell you that you have to do this with me. And, I thought, sure, I'll jump on the bandwagon, and she'll get over it. We'll do it for a couple months, and, it's a hobby, and she'll stop. Well, this thing just took over like a train. It started going so fast. We got so involved. We started creating so much content, not only for the magazine, but building our reputation, our platform, doing all these different things that all of a sudden I'm knee deep and nowhere to go. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm in it now. Forget retirement, forget the arts and crafts, forget the painting, forget the sewing. Just focus on the magazine, because that's what we're going to do. Needless to say, 5 years later, here today, we are in it to stay with a very strong platform and with so many stories that it's not like the stories don't have something good to share, is that they don't have the right platform. And that's what we provide, the perfect platform for inspiration, for empowerment, for transformation. And now I'm just as passionate as she was that night that she was waiting for 6 hours to tell me about it. Let me tell you, I just love it where we're going.
Oh, absolutely. And it's simply amazing because I love these backstories. It's not like, hey, let's set out to build an empire, a magazine, make money. This is like, nah, I don't know about this. And then you do it anyway. Like, people like, hey, you can build a community. I'm like, I don't want to build a community. But what are you talking about? Here we are, right? And look at the piggyback, So it's that. Let's dive into it because you have hundreds of thousands of readers international for this magazine. But then when you looked at the demographics of who's reading the magazine, they're like, okay, well, it's not just women, right? So take it away. Why is M.E.N.S, right, in the acronym division created, and what gap does it fill in today's culture, ladies?
Well, I'm going to answer that question. The M.E.N.S division of I Am magazine was created from, let's say, a deeply personal place. Last year, I lost my son. And that experience really shattered my world, but it also revealed the truth. I was always speaking with my sister. I said, we have to create something for men. Men need to talk. Men need to, reveal their truth. They have to, I don't think that they should longer be ignored. They're carrying emotional battles in silence. They carry pain, they carry pleasure, identity struggles, grief, and they held this privately because society expects to stay strong, to stay stoic, and stay silent. So Jennifer and I saw that gap very clear, and we were like, what do I create? I want to create something, but what? And that's when Kevin appeared, because we were with the idea, and I was always telling Jen, I want to do something for men, but what can we do? And then, of course, I have to tell this story. One day, Kevin booked a call, and he came with us and said, okay, how can we help you? And he's like, I'm the new director of the M.E.N.S magazine. And I'm like, we do not have a M.E.N.S magazine. Like, exactly. And he was like, that's the answer. That's the answer I've been asking. We talked with Jen, and that's when we decide, yeah, why not? This is something that we should do, where the men can speak openly, who is giving, men's space to express, to be vulnerable, to be supported. There was no real platform, no safe space, and no community. So we created one. So
yeah, well, so Kevin said, yeah, you do have one because I want to lead it. Unbelievable. And now, Jennifer, take it away.
The interesting thing is that we had in the magazine, we kept looking at what our readership was, and 49% of our readers are men. So before all this happened, we were wondering why are men reading the magazine when it was really designed for women? And the answer that we consistently got is that we were dealing with themes that they didn't have a place to read about, or they didn't have a place to pour out their feelings in for generations we've been told, and it's a societal expectations of men don't cry, men don't feel, they have to be strong, they have to don't ask for help, and and we hear this in all cultures. Men don't cry, men don't cry. So they keep internalizing this, and because it is not seen it's not acceptable in society, then let's not talk about it, right? It's like that movie, we don't talk about Bruno kind of situation. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Right. So we decided, okay, yes, with Kevin aboard and this idea of creating a magazine for men, written and contributed by men, that would be the perfect platform for these men to come in and find an area where they can find mentoring and empowering and help to navigate and find the support that they need. And that's the acronyms for M.E.N.S division: mentoring, empowering, navigating, and supporting. So there you go.
Yeah, well, and you hit the nail on the head because a lot of us, and we're not, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to spill the beans. We have to go run and get our girlfriend or wife's, Brene Brown book and read it in secret kind of stuff because there isn't. There's a lot of, like hunting magazines and all this kind of jam, but there's not like, oh, let's talk about how you feel. And you're not, but we're not monsters. We're men. We're human. And I'm glad you all recognize it. I'm glad this was like to get people interested in contributing, promoting, working with you ladies was really like trying to sell a bottle of water for 10 cents in the desert kind of thing. Like it was so natural, like, hey, this and so many high level men were like, oh, absolutely. Right. And I can't wait for y'all to see who's in this. I mean, these are very down to earth, accomplished folks. So before we dive into a little detail, got to give a shout out to Mike King Biz Radio, ESPN. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to work together, my friend, to push up folks like this, conduits to greatness. Too many strays out there. People feeling like they're not good enough and who am I? You're somebody, dadgummit, and this is what we're talking about. So if you're out there hanging out in the weeds by yourself, shameless plug, right? No more strays. You need a place that can help you with the resources, people, and support. That's why the Hounds of Business Community exists, y'all. That's why we work with amazing individuals like Jennifer and Jade. So anyway, you can find me on LinkedIn, Redneck1, Mike Asherbrenner. You can plug into our video library and YouTube at Hounds of Business, or you can send me an old school carrier pigeon. Weather pending, I still take those. So we are here with the ladies, Jade and Jennifer of I Am Women's Magazine, discussing the new men's launch if you're just tuning in. And by the way, everyone, if you're on the air, go to or you could Google this too, I Am Magazine, I-am-magazine.com. You can find all the info there. We're having a big party on December 20th, virtual. All right, it's already in the Hounds of Business, y'all. So if you're in the Hounds, go check out the media network. It's there. All right, so let's go back to this. Jade, I'm going to go here with you because Jennifer put it so well, right? Why and, the challenges men and high-level people and people who want to be somebody and do something special.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of resources for us, or it's hard to find, right? So the synergy between I Am Magazine and Men's Division, why are both essential? Like, how's the play between both?
Well, first of all, our magazine has spent years amplifying women's voices and igniting women's leadership, but we quickly realized something vital, and this was the empowerment is incomplete if it elevates only one side of humanity. So we cannot help women rise while leaving men without a space to grow. So we cannot elevate the feminine and ignore the masculine. So, and we cannot build balanced communities without balancing conversations. So the synergy between the two magazines represents unity. And I Am Magazine elevates women, while Men's Division elevates men. So together they create wholeness. Together they build bridges. And together they form the foundation of a more conscious, collaborative, evolved world. And we can share and support each other. And this isn't two missions. It's one shared vision for a human transformation.
And that's the fun part, because you're going to have, just like the men's, the women's I Am had men reading it. You already know the women are going to read it like men, right? Probably more. I would think more, because now it's curiosity, because you don't see a magazine like this with this intention, with this kind of diversity purpose. It's not just for business people. It's for high achievers, people who want to impact the world, leave a legacy, this kind of stuff. That's why we're doing it. So even if you're just trying to do something amazing, it doesn't have to be business. That this qualifies, right? So let me ask Jen a question. What can readers expect from the publication, right? Features, themes, the heart behind the work. Tell us what we need to know.
Okay, well, I'm very excited because readers can expect a magazine that does what men's media has never dared to do. It doesn't just skim the surface. We're not going to be just superficial on it. It goes really deep. Our purpose is to awaken and to transform. We want every issue to be intentionally crafted to meet the modern man exactly where it is and call him towards what he can become. In the magazine, we will be exploring themes that shape the masculine journey today. So we're looking at leadership through alignment, identity, calling, and purpose, mental and emotional resilience, fatherhood, because that's important, and family legacy, brotherhood, and community. Community is so important, and you know this, Mike. So this community thing, aligns very, very well with the Hounds, and we're going to be working on that too. And we want healing, integration, self-mastery. We want the lifelong journey of becoming the man you were created to be. But it's not just concepts. We want real stories. Readers will hear from entrepreneurs, from fathers, from athletes, from veterans, creators, innovators, from every single person that is out there. If you are breathing, you have a story. So we don't want men who lead with ego, but truth, courage, and integrity, and humanity. So that's what it is. It's not just a magazine to consume. It's a magazine that wants to offer an experience with soul and intention. A magazine that is created that will something that will activate something powerful in every single man who reads our pages, in a reminder that greatness is not a performance but a way of being. And we want to have the information there to create a bridge between men and women, to global space, leadership. Remember, this is a digital magazine, so it is distributed worldwide. So that's where we are.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's real. That's why I'm in it. People say, well, why are you in this? Because it's real. This is not anything other than telling real stories. We don't have all the answers, right? The men contributing don't have all the answers. And we're being very upfront and honest, good, bad, and ugly, folks, about the real journey. Because all too often we get that polished journey, right? Like that journey, like that Facebook. Nobody puts the clogged toilet on Facebook. But here, you might see the clogged toilet because it's getting to a point, because we know there's two types of people who are struggling through life and people who are better at hiding it than you are, right? Like that's the conclusion.
Yes.
So we're taking that out, saying we're not bragging, we're not wallowing in pity, we're not victims, none of that. But we will be honest, because if we can overcome the challenge, that's going to inspire and give a how-to to how for other men specifically, right? But people in general, to say, you know what, if he can do it, I can do it. And that's the whole point, because
That's it.
look, there's people, I know I'm about to lose it here, but there's people who could be a solution, right? Well, why is homelessness this way? Why aren't things getting better? Because the men and women that have the desire and passion don't have a way to realize it. We're not unified, we're not pushing each other up, and we're not equipped to do it. And that's what we've got here. So real quick, I-M-magazine, I-am-magazine, IM magazine.com. Go check out the resources, sign up for the 20th. We'll all be there. We'll be having a great time. So real quick, if you could do this, because I want to make sure people know the last little thing and where you want them to tap into. But Jade, you founded this whole movement. You got the vision, literally. So real quick, how tell us how this launch is shaping a more inclusive, collaborative future of storytelling. Because it's not just writing, it's a storytelling.
Storytelling. Thank you. Thank you for this question. Well, this launch is reshaping the media landscape by bringing men into conversations that have been missing them. And it is creating. I'm going to repeat what Jen said before. It's a bridge between men and women. And it's also a global space for emotional leadership, a community where storytelling becomes healing. It's a culture where both masculine and feminine voices rise together, a foundation for collective growth and shared transformation. This is something that we're doing, a collaborating growth. And we're building a future where stories aren't divided by gender, but united by humanity. When men and women both rise, society changes from the inside out. And this is the future that we're shaping together. And most of it, men's division is for you guys, for the men that really need a support for growth, for business, for even to speak with someone that probably is going to help you, because I know it's necessary. So this is something important also for me. I know for my sister, because as well as I lost my son, she lost her nephew, and this was created also based on that, to help men grow in every area of life.
Look, ladies, look, if you're listening on the air, you're live in the comments, you know why we're here. I mean, it's all heart. This is all about helping people And then we realize it. So the magazine is a means to an end in my mind. It's the way to get out there to make most impact, so we can find other folks out there who could make an impact. They just need that spark. They need that how-to, right? They need that community and that unity behind it. And this is why we come together like PB&J, right, in the same jar. So real quick, before we head out, we got a few minutes, so don't rush it. I do want to make sure, and folks, go to our YouTube channel, Hounds of Business. We will put the link in here on the repost. We'll put it everywhere. I might graffiti it on the bathroom, dadgummit. So we'll just put it everywhere so people can come in, and you don't have to stay the whole time, right? Roll in, roll out. It's on a Saturday. But Jay, Jennifer, tell us about this. And what do you want folks to know? And we'll blast it everywhere.
Well, one of the things that we want you guys to understand is that this is a very special moment for everybody. This launch is scheduled for Saturday, December the 20th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or 5 p.m. CET or Europe time, Belgium time. And this will be the official launch for the men's division magazine. We're going to have a lot of cool things, from giveaways. We're raffling a couple of features on the Spanish magazine, on the English women's magazine, and on the men's division magazine. So we're starting very strong with this year, but we're launching it December 20th. So put it on your calendar. I want you to go to our website to register. Just look for the little tab that says events, and you will see it there, or into the men's division. It's also on the first page. So there's a lot of different ways for you to be able to register for this. So just remember that this is a magazine for men, written by men, but also it's for women to support their men. So bring everybody, invite everybody, share it with everybody, and just get ready to take a look at who's writing in the magazine, who has their column, what are they sharing with us, and how can you connect with them? Because that's very important. We're going to be talking to each one of these people there. We're going to have our female contributors there telling us a little bit about what their experience has been in the past 5 years with the magazine, and a lot of drawings, a lot of giveaways. So don't miss it. This is important.
And before we ask Jay to close this out, listen, go rub elbows with these kind of folks. The elite business care bears is what we saw. Kevin Smith, all the great folks, Nathan, April, all these amazing people. People want to go to a formal networking. Look, go to a celebration of heart-centered winners and tell me you ain't going to network by being yourself, no agenda, and you're going to rub elbows with some of the most amazing people, right? Birds of a feather should flock together. So if any other reason, come in, do whatever you got to do, right? You need to hop in, hop out. We don't care. We just want you to show up, right? That's it. If it ain't for you, that's fine. Go tell Sally. She's probably going to love it, right? That's the whole thing. We're not selling this. We're sharing this, dag. I had to get it out. All right. So ladies, folks on the air, go to i-mmagazine.com, i-m-magazine.com. Let's plug in today. And Jade, you get the final word. We got 30 seconds, my friend. What would you want people to know?
Yes, well, I'm going to ask everyone to join us, to stand with us, and be a part of the movement that is shaping a new era for men's voices and the evolution of humanity. And women are also welcome. So we'll see you on December 20th. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mike, for the invitation and for this.
Oh, my pleasure. And by the way, if the stars align, you're so welcome, my friend. And we're going to go to PodFest together, right? It's an honor. I get to speak. The Hounds are showing up with other Hounds and podcasters. And then guess what? We get to hang out with Jennifer, and we may have some other surprise guests, folks. So, hey, 2026, everybody says it. We mean it. It's going to be a revolutionary year, to say the least. So thank you, everyone. Supermom. Hey, Lachelle Atkins, thank you for the connection. Yes, we got to give it up, Supermom. Then we're going to close. That didn't, listen, I ain't saying you shouldn't have systems, but I'm telling you, this didn't happen from some cold DM and outreach. This happened from relationships. So check out the Hounds. Check out I Am Magazine. Go ahead.
And she was part of the magazine since we started it. She was one of the first interviewers that we had in the magazine.
That makes total sense, right? So thank you all. We got to go, but hey, we'll tune in and we'll see you on December 20th, folks. Have a good day. Talk soon. Thank you, ladies.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.